it was so different coming back for this second trip and knowing you guys already and feeling like we were this whole family all over again.
I mean, I was obviously new. You guys had known each other for like multiple years. You guys have grown up together. I don't know, I felt like a bunch of brothers just like meeting back up, and that I feel like I was gonna be a part of that at some point. And I feel like I sort of am now.
I remember on the second day of us being in Jackson Hole at the Grand Tetons, we decided to do that amphitheater 3-lake hike. It was gradual hiking on the way up, and there were a few other people over there with us, but we're the only people seeing this right now, and it made me excited to see what else there would be. So we continued to hike up to the top lake, and I think that was one of the most beautiful things I've seen. It was a crystal clear lake. There was a big rock in the middle, and I remember deciding to jump in the water with everyone and realizing how important it is that we put in the hard work and we decide that we want to do this stuff even if we really don't want to have to do it that moment. I realize how important it is that we always try to see what we can and do what we can when we can, because we're only in the moment at one time. And I think that was one of the most incredible experiences I had in jail.
So this is a lot later in the trip. On the 4-day Kananaskis trip in Canada.
Our 4-day in the Kananaskis was definitely something special.
We did a day hike to like this 10,000 foot mountain, and the hike up was really cool, and you could see like our campsite and the lake that we were staying at, and we got to this ridge and we could see the other side, and we were like, whoa, like this is amazing. And
you could just look forever, and it was just the most beautiful mountains. And it made me feel like it was the whole point.
And then coming up over that ridge, I felt that it was all worth it.
when I got to the top, it was just like insane. Like when we were hugging everybody, like I was like, this is like the real reason why I came to Trip, and why I've been coming back to camp for 7 years. Just like why camp is so special to me.
We all, I think, especially felt that at the top of that ridge and at the top of the mountain that we soon went up.
It was the best consecutive 4 days of my life, and I think I stand by that statement.
I think it's going to stay with me the rest of my life, like a lot of the moments we shared together.
It's true.
One of my favorite moments of Trip was our day hike on our Wind Rivers trip. We met this cowboy.
Oh.
And Louis asked him about the day hike, and he said there's no trail, but you can do it.
It was a long hike. Lots of boulder hopping and snow fields.
As we were jumping from boulder to boulder, and I was just getting tired. If the cowboy can do it, we can do it. And that's pretty much my reasoning for everything. And I feel like a lot of times I'm the yes man, but this was a moment where I was not the yes man, I was the no man. Louis took us into a circle and said, this is the point of what we're doing. The point is to push yourself beyond what you think you can do. I took that to heart, and we went up these giant snow fields, and then we finally got to the top. It was 360-degree view of mountains. That was a learning moment for me. I should go beyond my comfort zone because it's almost always worth it. And I was thankful for Louis that he pushed me. That's the reason why I did it. I was really grateful for that.
When we got to the top of Wind River Peak after 4 hours of hiking, I was sitting next to Ostroff and Austin, looking out at that glacial lake below us, and I remember just feeling incredibly grateful and emotional in a way that only being in nature and even being on a peak can do. That feeling of just like we did this together.
everyone was willing to put in that work to see the incredible lake and glacier.
Like you're not. I wouldn't have wanted to do it alone. I would have stopped halfway up. But I think being with you all is what really makes it such a special and incredible moment.
Maybe there are times where if I was by myself, I wouldn't have that push, but the fact that anytime that moment came up, it was just all of us as a group would kind of check in and like, are you good right now? Are you good? Do you want to keep going? And it was always, yes, 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 I'm good. Let's get there. And without fail, every single time, just an all around, I'm so glad we just did that.
I realized it's all worth it, and why I kept coming back to camp for 8 years.
I realized that you can have your life like that, and you don't need like fancy things or anything to be happy.
And again, it's interesting because we kind of have this reoccurring theme where we can see where we want to go, or like there's this place that's actually not that far. We've done a long hike anyways, and we feel content. And then one of us pushes just a little more and gets us that extra 30 minutes, and it turns out being exactly where we need to go.
Yeah, I can't shake that feeling getting out of our last trip of just, we did that, and there's nothing else that could have made it better.
It felt like one of those like a very pivotal moment. I think I understood what my great-grandparents had been trying to build here. And we always say this saying, from strong young boys to proud young men. And I felt like Migo and I had gotten you guys there.
Also, we stink. We're so dirty.